What if I told you that Uganda's music industry is more than just Afrobeats, dancehall, or viral TikTok songs? It is a story that spans hundreds of years, a story of kingdoms, colonialism, independence, war, resilience, innovation, and finally global recognition. Today, artists like Joshua Baraka, Azawi, Eddie Kenzo represent Uganda on international stages. But long before YouTube and Spotify, music was the heartbeat of every Ugandan community. How did we get here? Who were the pioneers? Which artists changed everything? Which record labels built the industry? And what lessons can today's musicians learn from the past? This is the complete story of Ugandan music. Long before microphones, studios, and streaming platforms, music was the language of Ugandan society. Every kingdom and community possessed its own unique sound. The Buganda kingdom developed complex royal drumming traditions. The Acholi were known for energetic dance music. The Bagisu celebrated ceremonies with rhythmic performances. The Basoga, Banyankole, Bachiga, Iteso, Langi, and dozens of other communities each preserved distinct music traditions. Music wasn't simply entertainment, it educated, it celebrated births, it marked weddings, it prepared warriors, it honored kings, it comforted families during funerals. Knowledge was never written down, it was passed from one generation to another through performance. These traditions remain the foundation of Ugandan music today. From 1929 to 1959, we saw the arrival of recording technology that changed everything. In the late 20s and 30s, British recording companies began documenting traditional Ugandan performers, preserving sounds that had previously existed only through oral tradition. Then came one man who transformed Ugandan popular music forever, Eli Wamala. Often called one of the fathers of modern Ugandan music, Wamala combined traditional Baganda melodies with jazz, guitars, and Western arrangements. His music reached audiences beyond villages and kingdoms. Songs like Nabutono became household classics. For the first time, Uganda had nationally recognized recording stars. Alongside him were pioneers such as Christopher Sebaduka, Fred Masagazi, Dan Mugula, and early innovators who had laid the foundation for the country's recording industry. Then came 1962, the 9th of October, Uganda gained independence. A new nation required a new cultural identity. Music became one of its strongest symbols. Government-supported recording initiatives emerged. Private recording labels began producing vinyl records. Bands flourished. Groups like Mengo Orchestra and the Cranes Band became household names. Congolese rumba and soukous heavily influenced Ugandan musicians at the time. Dance halls filled every weekend. Music was no longer only cultural, it had become an industry. Ugandan music faced its most difficult times between 1971 to 1979. Political instability changed the entertainment industry. Some musicians fled the country, others adapted. Live bands became more popular and more important than ever. In 1975, a Frigo band was formed. Very few could have predicted that this group would become the longest-running successful band in Ugandan history. Artists such as Moses Matovu, Rachel Magola, and Joanny Tekawalia created timeless music that continues to be performed decades later. At the same time, Kadongo Kamu grew into Uganda's storytelling genre. Legends including Herman Basude, Paul Kafero used simple instrumentation and powerful lyrics to address love, politics, and everyday life. They proved that storytelling could be just as powerful as elaborate production. After the difficult times from 1980 to 1989, as Uganda slowly stabilized, music became a symbol of hope. Bands filled hotels, nightclubs reopened, concerts attracted thousands, one artist stood above many others: Philly Bongole Lutaya. He wasn't just an extraordinary musician, he became one of Africa's earliest public figures to openly speak about living with HIV/AIDS. His courage transformed music into a tool for public education. He showed that artists could influence society far beyond entertainment. His music lives on. And then, 1990 to 1999 was the birth of modern Ugandan pop music. The 90s introduced a completely different sound with dancehall, ragga, hip-hop, and R&B. Artists such as Ragga D, Shanks VVD, Mento Sama, and Red Banton introduced urban music to a new generation. Music videos became increasingly important. Radio stations expanded. FM radio transformed music production. This decade also introduced a new business model. Instead of depending on only bands, individual artists build personal brands. The modern music industry had officially begun. Then came 2000 to 2009, what is called the Golden Generation. If one decade transformed Ugandan music forever, it was the 2000s. Three names dominated East Africa: Dr. Jose Chameleone, Bebe Cool, and His Excellency Bobby Wine. Each represented a different movement. Jose Chameleone fused Ugandan music with Congolese rumba and international influences, creating crossover hits heard across East Africa. Bebe Cool became Uganda's leading dancehall and reggae star. Bobby Wine introduced what became known as ghetto music, telling stories of ordinary Ugandans through relatable lyrics. Alongside them came Juliana Kanyomozi, Blue 3, The Obsessions, Irene Namobiru, Radio and Weasel, GNL Zamba, and many others. Competition pushed creativity to unprecedented levels. Record labels such as Eagles Production, Leon Island, Firebase Crew, Gargamel, and Swang's Avenue professionalized the artist management, production, and branding. For many fans, this remains Uganda's greatest music era. Technology changed everything. CDs disappeared, streaming arrived, and YouTube became the world's biggest stage. One artist broke international barriers: Eddie Kenzo. His hit City Los became a global phenomenon, making him one of the first East African artists to surpass 100 million YouTube views. Meanwhile, the likes of Shiba Karungi, Winnie Nwaji, King Saha, Lydia Jasmine, Fig Fameka, Spice Diana, and many more became major stars. Uganda was no longer competing only with Kenya or Tanzania. Its artists now had competed on a global stage, and the music industry changed forever. Today's music industry is completely different. Artists no longer need expensive record deals. A song recorded in a bedroom can reach millions overnight. Platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, Audiomack, Boomplay, TikTok, and YouTube have democratized music distribution even more than ever on the Ugandan scene. Artists including the likes of Azawi, Joshua Baraka, Elijah Chetaka, Ava Peace, Dax Vibe, Vinka, Alliance Keen, and others represent a generation that thinks globally from day one. Success is now measured not only by radio airplay but also by streams, playlists, short-form videos, and international collaborations. It's a whole new ball game. Ugandan music has never stood still. It has continually reinvented itself, from the royal courts of Buganda to vinyl records, from Kadongo Kamu to dancehall, from cassette to CDs, from radio to streaming. Every generation has built upon the one before it. The artists we celebrate today stand on the shoulders of pioneers who sang without microphones, recorded without modern studios, and toured without social media. The future of Ugandan music will not depend solely on talent. It will depend on persevering its history while embracing innovation.